Yo, what is good and welcome back to the channel. Today we are back with another video and we are talking about a few rumors and announcements that have been circulating in the Terraria community. So a couple of days ago on the 16th of May 2026, Terraria celebrated its 15th anniversary, marking an incredible milestone of over 70 million copies sold. To celebrate this, the developers at Relogic have confirmed that new updates are on the way, with even more development being planned for the future. It has also been revealed that the average player now has around 100 hours spent playing the game, which is quite impressive considering that this all started as a simple sandbox game back in 2011. The development team seems really excited to discuss the future of Terraria, and this includes some long requested improvements to the game. Now this refers to the highly anticipated crossplay and then the 1.4.6 update. So for those of you who don't know, on the Terraria wiki there is actually a page dedicated to upcoming features which has now been updated on the 31st of May. At this time there are three headings on this page which are content, multiplayer and then the gallery. Just take note that none of this is officially part of the game yet, but only new additions to the game that are being hinted at. Right, so just remember that. But in any case, under content there is a list of items and then there is also a list of features which is as follows. So the items are a minion that resembles a flower pot, a daybloom themed staff and then a few long requested items, but they don't specifically say what. Then moving on to features, there is a lot more of these with 7 new features being listed as follows. There are secret world seeds that increase or reduce the frequency of lightning, some new features for building which includes customized trees and statues, there's potential support for widescreen, there's new attack patterns for gem staffs which is actually shown in the gallery that I will get to in a minute. It also says that they will be balancing existing items and features, which is a little bit vague but probably still going to be useful. Sentries can now be picked up by the player, which gives the player the ability to move them. And then ammo consuming weapons randomly pick ammo to fire when having multiple types of ammo in the inventory. This to me definitely sounds like the most interesting feature, and although I rarely play the ranger class myself, I am certainly going to give this a try when the update releases. I'm assuming this is going to create some new strategies as well, because if you use a bunch of ammo types that each cause a debuff to enemies, you can now combine that to make for a really strong attack. So that is pretty much it for the items and features section. The next is multiplayer. Relogic and DR Studios are implementing crossplay, which allows multiplayer between the desktop version, console version and mobile versions of Terraria. So crossplay among desktop and mobile has actually been available via a dedicated server, but the same does not apply for console yet. Additionally, built-in cross-platform, cross-network multiplayer is planned to be implemented, which allows players to join multiplayer sessions by using the host's session ID or join code. This just sounds to me like something that you would do back in the day in one of those Among Us lobbies. Now for the gallery, which is pretty self-explanatory, we have been given 8 items here which are a combination of images and animations. So this is the first image, which is described as a building setup showing custom trees and statues, and I think this looks absolutely amazing, especially the pillars here in the middle. This also seems like a great spot for you to build your own kind of temple or structure. The next image is a closer look at the root rubble, which is now stackable on each other according to the wiki. Then you have the gem staffs that are being reworked, and this animation depicts the emerald and the sapphire staff. So this should add some excitement for the mage community. Then we have a minion resembling a flower pot, which is a cute little summoner weapon, I'm assuming. But it looks like this is a very early game weapon since it only deals 5 damage per hit. Then we have the daybloom themed staff, which is also going to be an early game mage weapon, I am assuming. And after that we have a player picking up a flame burst sentry and using it to attack a giant bat, which is really cool. Then we have a player firing multiple types of bullets, which in this case is the crystal bullet, venom bullet, party bullet and the cursed bullet with a sniper rifle. And then lastly we have the highly anticipated new multiplayer menu for mobile and console. Now I'm not sure about the Windows version, but I'm assuming it is going to be something very similar. That is it for this video, so I hope that you enjoyed and are just as excited as I am for the 1.4.6 update. So have a great day and I will see you in the next one.